And as long as we are fighting against one another about simple things, what you eat and what I don't eat, little things of that nature, we're going to continue to be annihilated.
I understand that fully. In the there's a historical connection with the Ethiopian World Federation and a land in Ethiopia called Shashamani. And much of the community around the world has heard of this place, Shashamani. Very few people, not that very, some have, more people have heard about it than have actually been there. You see, and the land itself is become like intricately involved in, I would even say, the Rastaology. So perhaps you could enlighten some of our viewers with what is the connection with this land called Shashamani that we've all heard about, and the Ethiopian World Federation, or is there a connection?
Yes, I.
It was a gift.
It was a gift.
It was a gift of His Imperial Majesty for the help that, and the, not only help, but the vision that we saw, that we knew that we were Ethiopians and we weren't separating ourselves from our brothers and sisters, but in fact we came to their aid. So it was a gift, and it was our way of coming home. That was our entrance into the continent of Ethiopia.
How did it actually, the Federation itself become involved with the land? You say, I heard you say it was a gift.
Yes.
So when you say it was a gift, it was...
It was a gift that His Imperial Majesty presented to the Ethiopian World Federation on behalf of the black people of the world.
All right,
Yes,
okay.
Yes, I. And His Majesty did that because he saw the strength in his people born in the West. There was a more developed in terms of modernity.
So you said the soil was fertile for it.
For Shashamani, yes, I. And in Africa itself, Africa waits is creators, which is us. You see, the whole goal of Shashamani was to go and build a modern city in Africa, but not like a corporate industrial, you know, kind of a city. No, not bring what we've learned in the West and then infiltrate into Ethiopia. It's completely organic, but more on a more African developed nature. For instance, we all know now that there's solar energy. So to build a home in Ethiopia, in Shashamani, instead of having electricity, you simply have your solar panels to catch the sun's rays. The sun rays is then going to go into the panels and allow electricity to go over the whole entire home. Simple things of that nature. That's how we're supposed to build this land grant to take it to that next step.
I heard that the convention for the next year, 2008, it will be held in Ethiopia.
Yes.
Will any portion of that convention be near Shashamani or held on the land of Shashamani? Any aspect of it, do you think?
Yes, some will be held, most of it in fact will be held on Shashamani. In fact, we'll be putting out a call to all locals asking that 10 builders come from each local and that we come home and build Shashamani. We can buy the materials there. We can chip in our funds, not just our mouth. We chip in our funds, and our brothers and sisters who are builders come and build. That way we will actually begin to build that land grant to the level that it needs to be built. I just wanted to mention some part in the Constitution where it says to save our people from annihilation. And in order to save our people from annihilation, we have to return to our black selves and our black minds. And while we've been out, we've sort of lost our minds. We run from Africa. We run from calling Africans, Ethiopians, Cushites, whatever name that we want to refer to ourselves as in our history. We run from that. We run from the continent and our people while others are running to it and utilizing it. Nigeria alone has 160 million people. 160 million people. That's one country. 160 million people that we are not trading with, but someone else is trading with. So we have to begin to wake up, look within ourselves, solve our own problems. We cannot look outside of ourselves. All funds and resources that we need are on the continent of Africa, Ethiopia, and what Africa lacks is the brain drain that came out. So we need to return home with our resources and our money in our hands and bring our families home and build what is necessary to save our people from annihilation.
What can someone do to get involved with this, these type of movements?
Yes, sir.
What can a person do in our area?
Have the will, the will and the desire to build our nation as Black people, African people. That's up and first of all. If it's not that, I would recommend not to touch it at all. This work is very sacred, very divine. For members,
how would we get in touch? How would people get in touch with the federation, yourself, or the president?
Yes, we can give the mailing address out on air. And the mailing address, if you want to send in any communications to the International Council, you can send it to 3603 Boston Road, Bronx, New York, 10466. And that's 3603 Boston Road, Bronx, New York, 10466. And all communications can go up through that way. Also, you can email the International Council at internationalheadquarters_EWF@yahoo.com. If you like to send any communications to myself directly, if there are members, especially out here in Connecticut, that's looking to hold their AGM, you know, AGM is due by the second week of December, which is just a couple of weeks left, you see.
Tell what AGM for the people.
This is the annual election for the locals, which goes on the first 2 weeks of December. The international convention is in July. Now, for locals, after you have your election and you elect your executive committee, you have 10 days now to send in your contact list of your executive committee names and addresses to the HQ. You see, the reason for this is now the HQ can look at the executive committees, and they will know how many delegates as well is coming from locals based upon your outcome of your AGM. You see, and then from there you can also too you need to know that during your AGM you need to pass or look at passing resolutions. And I'm stressing resolutions because it's that work that's coming from the locals and from the members that's going to move the federation to do whatever works it is next
to do.
A little bit more? Resolutions are matters, concerns, issues that the local sees the federation needs to address, and or a project or a program that's going to move the whole federation forward. Say, for instance, if you have a program you've been working in your local and you saw how it aided the community, you've had a program where you were feeding the homeless, or you had an educational program, you can now pass that as a resolution through your local and have it go up to convention for the whole entire federation to look at as a program or something they can do in their area. You see, that would then do the same exact thing it did for your local, aid or feed the homeless, educate the children, things like that. Resolutions are also directions of where the federation should go. And there has been a word sound about